Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we haven't seen yet. I'm one of your hosts, Betsy, and with me is my co-host and my husband, Trent.
I'm with her.
It's true, you are. Today, we are going back to 2008, and we are watching The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
So, I have watched this movie a whopping one time, somewhere around 2009, I think. And Trent, you have never seen this movie.
This is the one Marvel movie I have never seen.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's a combination of things. First of all, the Incredible Hulk movie was not well received, and by most accounts, people who are in the Marvel universe who follow this thing, they say you don't need to see it. You can skip that one. Well, you don't really need to get everything that is set up in that because there's not much that gets set up.
Right, and this one is always interesting because it's not canon, but also it's still somewhat relevant because there is a character that appears the first time in this movie that I totally forgot about because I've only seen it once.
It's William Hurt.
Right, who ends up in the series as a more major player later.
Right.
So it is canon, but it's not canon. It's a very strange entry into this universe.
And you said it came out in 2008, so this movie came out the same year as the original Iron Man.
Right.
And I understand, and again, this is a movie that I know something about just because we both are big Marvel people.
Right.
I know that there's a scene at the very end with Tony Stark. He shows up.
I do not remember that.
Yes, so there is some kind of connection here to the rest of it, but only in that very small bit. I don't really know what happens there. I know he shows up. And I know that the William Hurt character is the same character that shows up in, I think, the Captain America Civil War.
Or whatever he is.
Yeah,
he's in a couple of them.
He's like a Secretary of State or Secretary of Defense or something.
He's a military guy. That's all I remember.
He's a government dude.
Yeah. So what do you know about the actual movie?
So it's Edward Norton as Bruce Banner, the Hulk.
Yes.
I really don't know why he decided to not continue on with it. I don't think Edward Norton would play a good Bruce Banner, just based on what I know about him. I don't think Edward Norton is a bad actor. I think he's pretty good, but he doesn't really fit in this universe.
He doesn't make sense to you as the Incredible Hulk.
No, not at all.
Okay. Do you know any other actors who are in this movie?
Liv Tyler, I know, is playing, I guess, I have seen the Ang Lee Hulk movie once.
Oh, God.
So I think she's playing the Jennifer Connelly role, who is like the damsel to calm the beast.
Right, and I don't know if it's the same character because I don't know anything about this comic. This is a comic I am woefully unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
You know, we grew up just after the whole Incredible Hulk TV series, so I think we all knew who Lou Ferrigno was when we were kids.
Right.
But the actual Hulk, I don't know anything about the origins in the comic. I don't know.
I know it's gamma rays. I know he's a scientist of some kind. And really the reason why we're doing this movie is, number one, completion's sake. I've never seen one of the Marvel movies, and that's embarrassing to me.
There's just one you haven't watched.
Yeah. And I'm sure that of all of the movies that were put out within the MCU, this is probably up there for most people as one that they've missed.
And
or just skipped entirely.
Right. And I saw it because it was before the MCU was in the lexicon.
Right.
And I remember it not being terrible. Yeah. I don't think this is a bad movie. But I don't remember a damn thing about it, suggesting to me it's not a memorable movie.
Sure.
So, yeah, I don't remember the plot. I don't remember anything beyond the actors who are in it. Mm-hmm. It's going to be an interesting watch, because I haven't seen it in over a decade.
Yeah, I'm interested. Moreover, I'm not excited to watch it at all, to be honest.
Okay.
But I'm very interested from a perspective of a MCU fan who has seen all of the movies, most of them multiple times. We just recently watched the first 2 Iron Man movies, so at least we have the context of the sandwich in between.
Right, we have watched all 3 Iron Man movies this calendar year, Trent.
That's true. For some reason, I started with Iron Man 3, then I went backwards to 1, and then we just finished 2.
Because you're a weird man.
I do that sometimes, but...
In any case, we're going to go now. We're going to watch The Incredible Hulk, and we will be right back. We're back. Well, Trent, that was The Incredible Hulk.
Yes, it was.
And what did you think of this film?
It was as expected.
So this is my conclusion of this. It's not bad. It's not even boring. It just isn't fun.
No.
It is completely leaning into it's a serious movie.
Yeah. It is devoid of anything that Marvel has become over the years. Even the movies on like the bottom of most people's list, like Thor: The Dark World, even that has some levity to it.
Yeah, there's some humor, there's some jokes.
Yeah.
You have fun watching them fight, like something, anything.
Yeah.
This is not fun. And it's not even funny. Like I think I laughed once.
I laughed when it was just, I can't believe they're doing this.
You weren't laughing because it was meant to be funny.
No, I'm laughing at the movie.
You were laughing at how dumb it was.
Yeah.
Yes. And they were trying really hard to make you remember the Hulk. Like other iterations. Like they joke about the purple pants, the purple stretchy pants.
Yeah.
And Lou Ferrigno shows up.
Yeah, he has his little cameo. And then I did read this. I knew this before we even watched the movie. Lou Ferrigno is the audio for the Hulk.
When he is the Hulk.
When he is the Hulk, that is Lou Ferrigno's voice, if you want to call it that. It's his audio.
Right.
So... You know, this is very much trying to pay tribute and paying homage to the original stuff, and I appreciate that.
I would say if we were to go back and watch some of the TV series, this is probably close to that. It's like akin to that vein.
Yeah.
Except I feel like even the TV series, at least it was cheesy and fun.
Maybe, I mean, it had that kind of a vibe to it, I'm sure.
He was just
I never
painted
watched
green, like if you've seen anything.
He's just a big guy painted green.
Exactly.
So, I'm more on the side of, I thought this movie was boring. I think a lot of it just kind of felt way too convenient. The way everything was shot, the action or lack thereof, some of the effects were just like very, very off-putting. Now, of course, this is still 2008. The CG isn't all the way there yet.
But that's the thing.
And this team isn't very experienced with doing things like this.
Okay, I want to make a counterpoint to that.
All right.
This movie came out, I just looked this up, June of 2008. This came out 1 month after Iron Man.
Okay.
1 month. And if you watch Iron Man, which you just did, and then you watch this movie, the special effects should at least be on par.
It should be.
Do you feel that they are?
No. Not in the least bit, but
that's what I'm saying.
There wasn't much in
Iron Man. They already had done it.
There wasn't much in Iron Man.
There was enough.
So I think the majority of the Iron Man stuff was with the suit being put onto him. The suit doesn't have a lot of very intricate things that you really need to portray realistically. The Hulk, let's just say character model here, looked bad. It's
like they couldn't decide how to make him look.
Yeah.
And so they used a whole bunch of special effects to not show you what he looked like.
Yeah, and when you actually see him in the light, which, by the way, this movie was extremely dark.
Well, literally, like, this is what
Literally
I'm
dark.
saying. The first time he appears, he's in the shadows.
Yeah.
The
Which,
second time...
and that's a filmmaking thing, I
but
get
no,
that.
it's like, it feels like it was intentional
Yeah.
because he looked bad and they didn't have the budget to make him look better. So what better way to do it than through
Right.
creative storytelling,
Yeah,
quote
and
unquote.
it's like an amalgamation of, hey, it's the old stuff, but we have a new thing, and we like you said, they can't decide what to make him look like, so let's just throw it out there and hope people like it.
Right, because he was in the dark the first time he shows up. He's surrounded by smoke the second time he shows up. After the big fight scene in the middle of the movie, he's in the rain and it's dark and you can barely make out his shape against the rocks.
Yeah.
It's like they were doing everything in their power to make him hard to see.
They hid him.
Yeah.
The movie is called The Incredible Hulk, guys. We need to be able to see this guy.
Right. And unlike the character model that they developed later when Mark Ruffalo took on the role, this doesn't look like Edward Norton.
No, it doesn't look like anything.
It just looks like the cartoon Hulk.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a disservice. I actually prefer that they make the latter one look like Mark Ruffalo.
And in later iterations of that, they make it look more like Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As it improved, as they just went with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like there's not a compelling villain. I appreciated that they didn't waste our time with a whole backstory. Like, we all know how he became the Hulk. We don't need it. We don't need it.
The way they did it, though, I have a problem with.
You didn't like that?
I did not like that.
In the opening credits.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the movie just starts.
Yeah.
There's no setup. There's no nothing. It's just opening credits.
It is opening
title
credits,
card.
and then I have no idea what the hell I'm looking at. Is this like a premonition? Is it a flashback? Is it happening in real time and we're just seeing it very in fast motion? I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. Now, me being in the present, I know how the Hulk came about. I know it's a gamma ray thing and the bad
He's
experiment.
a scientist.
He's a scientist. He's a brilliant guy, and blah blah blah. You know the story, but I think they took it a little bit too far in that sequence. They should have put that somewhere in the middle. Have it be a flashback.
You would rather it have been somewhere...
Have it be deliberate.
Yeah, I suppose.
Rather than a very, very passive thing that you're just kind of skipping through.
You're kind of dropped into this movie. Like, you are...
Yeah.
You are given a little introduction, like, here, blah, 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 10-second version, here's how he became the Hulk.
Right.
And then he's in the Brazil on the run.
Yeah. You have to have a lot of assumed knowledge.
Which is
and
fine,
and
again.
understanding before you even go into this. And again, it's a fucking comic book movie. The people who are coming to see this thing, they know.
Yes, and I appreciate that. Like in the Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland in the first one, they don't give him an origin. He just shows up. The first time he shows up is in the Captain America movie.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need another origin.
Yeah.
We've seen it. We get it.
And-
Same thing with this. We don't need the origin. We
Yeah.
know how he's here, but he should be fun. He's not fun.
Yeah, and the opposite side of that coin is Iron Man. Did you know what Iron Man was before
Hell
you saw
no.
that? No, nobody did.
I did not know what the hell Iron Man was.
No.
I did not think I would enjoy that movie at all.
But you know what? I really enjoyed that origin story.
yeah.
I really did.
He also had growth and a character arc.
There is nothing with Edward Norton here. Nothing.
No.
We didn't even hear his fucking name until like a half hour in the movie.
Because they're, again, assuming you know his name is Bruce Banner.
You're right.
And there is a degree to which that's okay, and then there's a degree to which it's annoying.
It's like we're just jumping right into the middle of a movie. Like, you could have had an extra half hour showing what happened with the origin story and everything and made that compelling. You didn't do it. You decided, like, you filmed all of it, clearly, but you decided to put a, like, skip around version of that from his perspective, and you're just assuming what happened. And when those things happen, when exposition is skipped, you don't really get the payoff to a lot of that character arc.
There were no arcs in this
No.
story, because he doesn't heal. He's not cured. He doesn't learn to control it. He starts on the run and he ends on the run.
Yeah.
And yeah, I read something. So they got to the Avengers in what, 2012?
Yes.
And that was the first time we saw Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. Mm-hmm. And one of the reviews I remember reading was, here's the thing this movie teaches us. The Incredible Hulk is best in small doses. Mm-hmm. They have tried in the last, in this decade, 2008 and 2001, 4. It was a very short time in between.
The Ang Lee movie?
The Ang Lee Hulk.
Yeah.
They did it twice in one decade.
Yep.
And they were both awful.
Yeah.
And so then you brought him into the Avengers and everybody loved him.
And they haven't tried to give him a solo movie since either.
No. Because he doesn't need it. We don't want it. Mm-hmm. He's there to be supporting fodder.
Yeah.
And Mark Ruffalo, frankly, has more charm and more humor, and he is a goober. and it's not that Edward Norton is a bad actor. Edward Norton actually is an incredible actor.
He is.
And I don't even think he was bad in this. He was just not given anything compelling, we keep using that word, to do.
Yeah, this movie is not compelling at all. There's nothing to keep me sitting here watching this movie other than, hey, I'm going to go do a podcast right after this.
Yeah.
I would have shut it off.
You would have walked away from this movie.
If this is just something that we turned on Netflix just to check it out, I would have turned it off.
Interesting.
Because I know how this story is going to end.
At what point would you have given up on this movie? What was the turning point where you said, "Oh hell no"?
I think it was after the big fight with Tim Roth in the field.
So kind of the middle of the movie.
Yeah, where they bring out the sound guns, the sonic guns. Yeah, the
sonar. What the hell those were?
Like sonic wave.
Sonic
type of thing.
waves to
Sound.
Immobilize him.
Yeah.
Because that's how it works.
Yeah, and then he runs off with Betty.
Yes. Okay, let me just say, the first time we're introduced, we don't even see her. He goes to her building and her name is on a plaque and it says Dr. Elizabeth Ross. And I was like, son of a bitch, is her name Betsy Ross? Is that going to be her fucking name?
No.
It was close. It was Betty Ross. Close enough. Still terrible. And again, it's that comic book thing where they have to have like cute, quippy names, especially for the women.
Right.
But it just is like,
ever heard of Pepper Potts?
Right.
Oh man, yes, that whole thing. So I took a lot of notes for this movie. I don't know how much I'm gonna refer to them, but I wrote down something about the fact that Betty leaving her boyfriend immediately, like didn't even call him. Like she showed up to the pizza place / hostel, whatever the fuck this business is. As soon as Edward Norton shows up, she just fucks off. She's gone.
In the middle of the conversation.
She has zero fucks to give about Ty Burrell, her boyfriend.
He is mid-sentence and she stops talking to him and walks away.
It's like he just disappeared.
Yeah.
And then she just leaves, tracks him down, finds him in the rain, and takes him back to her place. And there's sexual tension. Again, the fact that she just up and leaves her boyfriend because her ex-boyfriend who disappeared shows up.
5 years ago.
Fuck her. Fuck her.
Okay, you know what? He also then called the cops. You understood that, right?
Yes, I did.
So the reason they knew he was there was her boyfriend tipped them off.
Right, and they could have, figured that out. That he would have gone to the woman that he was with beforehand.
They would have had people watching her. If they knew he was on the run, she would be under 24-hour surveillance because she is the most likely person for him to contact. Even though he says, no, that's a dead end. He cut her off. That's over. No. Once you know
she drops
he's left,
fucking everything to run after him.
Absolutely.
That whole thing just sucks. And then they have the stupid joke of them in the motel where they're going to start having sexy times. And he can't do it because his heart rate can't get above 200 beats.
Right. His pulse gets too high and that's what makes him transform. So he's tried to learn to control it and have, breathing exercises and
meditation and all that stuff. So yeah, he can't get too excited.
He can't get too excited. Not even a little, Trent. Not even a little.
Fuck. God damn it.
Do you think those two have chemistry?
No, that was the next thing I was going to bring up. Absolutely not. I like Liv Tyler. I think she should have been in a lot more stuff back in this day. But yeah, these two they're just kind of staring off into the middle distance past each other.
There's a lot of brooding. Like, he grabs his chest a lot. Like, oh, my heart.
She does the same thing.
They both do.
They do. Yeah, they both do the same thing.
It's very corny.
The dual shots of them in bed staring up at the ceiling.
Or like when he runs out the back of the restaurant to hide from her and he's behind the garbage dumpster just like, oh no, my love.
Like a lot
pining.
of the fucking melodrama in this movie is just between those two. And like when he's about to like fall out of the plane, which by the way, did you get, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but in Ragnarok, Mark Ruffalo does the same thing. He thinks he has control over it, jumping out of the spaceship, and he just kind of bounces on the thing at the end of Ragnarok. He does the same thing here, but he goes like into the fucking pavement.
Right. It's funnier in Ragnarok.
And comes out as the Hulk.
That moment could have been funnier.
Yes.
It could have been funnier.
Yeah.
But they still didn't find a way to make that funny. Like, he goes, oh shit, and then he goes to the ground.
If there's any one funny thing, it's that.
Yeah. There's like the look on his face
like,
where he realizes
funny.
He's not going to turn.
Like, he doesn't have like the control over it yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they make very few attempts at humor. So like when they get to New York and she's saying, we've got to get uptown and they need to take the subway. And so he says, me confined in a metal tube underground with angry New Yorkers. You're right, let's take a cab.
Yeah, they also make the same kind of joke in the first Avengers movie. Like, you really want me in a submarine, basically, before they knew he was a flying thing? Yeah.
So they tried, but they didn't try very hard.
They also did the corny jokes. They did the, oh, you wouldn't like me if I'm angry.
Or
they
like
did that.
Like, I know some tricks to help you control that anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do the Hulk smash thing at the end.
Hulk smash. Yeah. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
I'm just gonna come out and say that this movie sucks.
Again, it's that thing where this was the second one out the gate.
Yeah.
When we are talking about Marvel Phase 1.
Yep.
This is part of Phase 1. And nobody talks about this movie. Even Marvel doesn't talk about this movie.
Nope.
They're like, shh, we pretend that one doesn't exist.
Pretty much.
Because it didn't do well and no one cared.
They brought back William Hurt as, I guess he got promoted to become some kind of secretary, like a cabinet member.
Yep.
For whatever administration is in power.
And even in those movies, he's more interesting. He's not interesting in this movie.
Nobody's interesting in this movie.
No. There's no depth. There's no
also,
arc.
His mustache is terrible.
I would say, if I was going to say I had to pick one interesting person in this movie, it is probably Tim Roth. Because he's the only one that goes through any kind of changes. And I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying at least there's something. Cause
I did not buy Tim Roth as a soldier man.
You didn't understand
at any time.
You didn't understand
whatsoever.
why he was there. It didn't make a lot of sense. He's
no.
He was born in Russia, but then grew up in England, but he's in special ops for the Americans?
Yeah, that was a stretch already, but he's also like 5'6" in real life.
Is he really?
Yes, I looked this up. I don't buy Tim Roth as a soldier man just based on that alone. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm saying I don't buy it. Because he even said, yeah, I'm 39 years old. I've been doing this for a long time. He says, I wish I had the body of myself 10 years ago.
But with my knowledge
now. With my knowledge now. And they say, well, I think I can probably do something with that. And just him with like little man energy, and him just standing right next to William Hurt in the same kind of like military garb. it just made him look tiny.
And William Hurt, who's like 6'3".
I don't even know how big he is, but yeah, he was like towering over Tim Roth.
He's certainly close to, he's going to be at least 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
If he's that much taller than Tim Roth.
It's ridiculous. I didn't buy it one bit.
And again, it's a shame because Tim Roth is a good actor.
Of course he is. They got good actors for this movie, but
it's a lousy script.
It's a terrible script, and the direction of make this serious, dark action, like even
melodrama mystery.
It's all there's some melodrama in here, but at the same time, this is almost a generic like manhunt film.
Yes.
Where a big organization is just trying to find one dude.
Yeah.
And none of the other stuff really matters because when he's the Hulk, he wins. When he's a dude, he runs.
Yes.
And it's very binary like that.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't really have close calls. He doesn't almost die at any point.
Yeah.
He doesn't, like, I don't know.
Which, again, it goes back to the Hulk in small doses is much, much better. And I think Bruce Banner as a character is much more interesting just to have him be a smart guy trying to help out.
I buy Edward Norton as a scientist. I buy him as a smart individual.
Again, he was just kind of a nothing character here.
They're all nothing characters here.
Yeah. Again, I don't have anything bad to say about any of the actors themselves. I think they did the best that they could have with the script and the direction.
All right, well, I want to posit something because there's one other actor who shows up in this movie that we didn't know was in this movie. At one point, Edward Norton ends up on a college campus and he's in a computer lab and there is a student in the computer lab and it is Martin Starr and he is eating pizza.
Yes.
Now, he doesn't have any lines. He doesn't have anything to do.
Nope.
I'm just saying it is not unfeasible to say that is the same character from the Spider-Man movies. You cannot tell me it isn't possible.
You can't say. Yeah, you're completely right.
He had no name and no lines.
Yep.
And he would be about the right age.
Was he, like, do you remember what he taught in those movies?
No.
I know he's a teacher and that's about it.
He is a teacher. History,
ends up being
English,
a high school teacher.
That's what I'm saying.
Science. Maybe he's a science teacher.
You don't know. We don't know, guys. That might be canon. Somebody out there may have decided that's canon.
Sure.
Because there are basically no other people who have appeared more than once in the same thing.
Yeah.
In the same universe.
Speaking of canon, you said in the intro that you don't think that this movie is canon. I think it is up to the point where Tony Stark shows up at the very end and starts talking about he's referring to the Avengers Initiative where they're bringing together a team. Right.
And it's like that's the only thing that matters to tie them together. But as I said, nobody talks about this movie. Nobody cares for this movie. We all just pretend it didn't happen.
It's completely inconsequential to the rest of everything else.
Like if you were ranking movies in the MCU, do you even remember this as part of it?
Right. Right?
Because I would argue most people don't, in the way that, the Sony Spider-Man movies are not part of the MCU.
They are and they aren't.
Well, now they are, kind of, but not, but yes.
Yeah, the old Sony movies, they're not a part of it.
Except now they kind of are.
Now they kind of are.
Because we're just going to make it confusing as shit.
Right. But that is a completely other conversation.
And that's another thing, like we were talking about this. This movie is also produced by Universal. Is that what you said?
Yes.
So it is also kind of not really part of the MCU because it's sort of like Sony owning Spider-Man.
It's exactly like that.
It exists. It was produced by Marvel.
Yeah, this movie is not a part of like Disney Plus because Disney does not have any fingers in that pie.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It is and it is not simultaneously part of the MCU.
Right. And I don't really know how the rights work here because is like the film rights to The Incredible Hulk separate than just the Hulk character? I have no idea. Like, does Disney and Marvel have to license the Hulk character that Mark Ruffalo plays every time he shows up in one of those movies, much like, well, it's not even like Sony does, because Sony produces and makes those Spider-Man movies, and they allow Spider-Man to show up in the other Avengers movies.
They played nice, and they get just... Marvel cuts the checks, and Sony sits back and watches the money roll in.
Pretty much.
But that door is closed now, so...
Right, and I don't expect Disney or Marvel to try to make another Hulk thing.
But he keeps showing up.
He does,
even in Shang-Chi, he showed up at the end of that, in the end credits.
Right.
And
he's a very important member of this whole group. He is an Avenger.
Yes.
He's one of the few remaining actual Avengers.
Yes. So I don't know.
Because think about it. Who's left out of the original Avengers? Thor, Hulk. Stark is dead.
Captain America's off.
Captain America is not Captain America anymore.
No.
Natasha is dead. We haven't watched the Hawkeye thing.
Okay, that's fair.
I doubt they're going to kill off Hawkeye in the show. But yeah, Hawkeye was originally kind of in the Avengers. He's in that movie.
I'm there too.
I can shoot a bow really well. I don't really have any superpowers, but yeah, I don't know. That I think that's it.
Yeah, phase 1 we're done with.
Yeah.
Very, very done with.
Oh, man.
And now we're moving on. And we've talked about this before. Every time we talk about Marvel is what comes next? What is the next phase?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah, and I think they had like the big bad with Thanos. They built all that up throughout all these movies and all these years. And they had this terrible thing happen to the universe. And I think they pulled that off as best as they could. But what do you do after that? How do you have like a universe-shattering kind of event like what happened in Infinity War? What's next? I mean, I guess it's the multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
It is, though. I mean, literally the next one we're going to go see is the Multiverse of Madness.
That's next month, guys.
Right. And I'm waiting, Trent. They had better have a teaser for the new Thor movie or I will riot.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring it back to The Incredible Hulk. What other thoughts did you have about this movie? What other notes did you take that you specifically wanted to point out?
I kind of liked the aspect where the ticker comes on screen however many days since an incident.
Yep.
That was kind of a cute thing because, hey, it's what you post at a job site whenever there are a lot of accidents, like however many days since the last accident.
We had one of those in the early days of the pandemic because we were all still at work. I didn't immediately work from home.
Yeah.
And we were giving one of my coworkers a hard time because he listens to the band Yes all the time.
All right.
And we made him hold a sign that said, "It has been 0 days since TJ listened to Yes." So yes, you can have fun with that sort of thing. So yes, in this one, it's 158 days at the beginning of the movie since he had an incident.
Right. And that's not how long he's been gone. He's been gone for years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So he just has it comes over him.
It's like
and
a
that's
mental
it.
it's like a mental checklist or a mental whatever where he's trying to get it under control and he lives this very calm life, for lack of a better word. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that they brought it back at the very end of the movie where he's been out there for however long. He goes the entire way across the continent. He made it to British Columbia in the middle of nowhere.
He starts the movie in South America, makes it to New York, and then he's in British Columbia by the end. So he has traversed several countries.
Yes. On foot, no less.
At the end of the movie, he's just sitting there meditating, and then the tracker goes to 0 and his eyes turn green. But he's just by himself. Is it because he's trying to control it?
Yes.
Is that what that is?
I think this is maybe where the transition is happening to the Mark Ruffalo portion of things, because when we first meet Mark Ruffalo, they try to like poke him and prod him, just to see if they can get a reaction out of him, and he doesn't have anything happen to him. So by the big fight, he says, "Hey, I know I have it completely under control because I'm always angry.
That's my secret.
Have the ability to just let it out whenever I want." And that's what he was working on himself through all these years.
I suppose.
The other thing I wanted to point out, and I talked to you a little bit during the movie, but I think it's more having to do with the direction and how this movie just doesn't know what it wants to be. And that is all of the deliberate references to the weather and the accentuation of what is happening on screen with like thunder and lightning.
Oh, weather translated as emotion.
Yes.
Or emotion translated as weather.
Yes.
Yeah, he's very sad after he sees her in the restaurant and it starts pouring rain.
Yeah.
And later on, he has the big fight in the quad at the university.
Uh-huh.
And there's like lightning and thunder happening in the background.
Something is brewing in the background.
And listen, at least they showed that there was thunder and lightning happening.
Sure.
Because otherwise it would have just started raining and that really would have pissed me off.
Uh-huh.
Because it's the second the fight ends.
Yeah.
There is a big explosion. There are flames all over the place.
Yeah.
And the rain starts.
Yep.
Immediately.
Yep.
Not minutes, not seconds.
Yeah,
immediately.
And again, it is a trope of like poorly made movies where the thunder just accentuates what is happening on screen, and it's just fucking lazy.
Yeah.
It's lazy.
Yeah. And it's, sure, it can be impactful if you're like having
Sure.
a fight yelling
If you
at somebody
do it
in the rain.
once,
They did
They did it the entire goddamn movie.
They did that like 4 times in this movie. Yes, you're right. You're right. He wakes up in the jungle and he's all wet and it's raining. And he wakes up over here and it's raining. And he's over here and it's raining.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did like that whenever he transforms and then he wakes up again, he's very weak.
Yeah.
The transformation has a very big physical toll on him.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they do in any of the other movies. Like, he's a little out of sorts. Like, when Mark Ruffalo wakes up, he's out of sorts, but he's fine.
Yeah.
Edward Norton is like, you kind of compared him, he's like a homeless man. He's literally
Well, no,
barefoot and begging.
Well, no, I said Liv Tyler was treating him like a drug addict.
But he was hunched in a corner, too.
Right. And like he's like coming off of like a terrible bender and he's trying to get clean. Mm-hmm. That's how she's kind of treating him.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did actually kind of like that because he doesn't just immediately bounce back.
It gives him some vulnerability to a character that is unkillable.
And he also says he doesn't really, when it's happening, he doesn't have any control of what's going on. He's clearly in the back seat. He's not the driver when the Hulk is in charge. Right. And he doesn't remember.
And they make that comparison, that metaphor in Ragnarok.
Yes. And he doesn't remember what's going on, but he does because he's got basically PTSD. So like he's in the shower and then he sees bullets shooting at him. And he's very traumatized by what he's going through. So there's like elements they tried a little.
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. I did have that same thought, and I think you're right.
Stan Lee shows up, of course.
Just to get killed.
Well, they don't say he got killed. They say he was poisoned. So yeah, at the beginning of the movie, we're in Brazil, and they're at a soda factory.
A bottling company. And Bruce cuts his finger and 2 drops of blood drop down onto the conveyor and he catches one, but he doesn't see there's another one. Yeah. And so they bottle up. It got on the lip of one of the bottles
and into the
got
soda.
Shipped to New York. And there is a report of somebody getting poisoned by gamma,
in Milwaukee.
I guess. Yeah, somewhere in the U.S. And they traced where it came from. They find out it's in Brazil, and they send a team to go and extract him. Because the only way that could have happened is if it came from Edward Norton. So.
Well, and they say it's because it was specifically gamma poisoning or something.
Right.
And they are able to find him in Brazil. And then, of course, there's a big chase scene on that hillside. Yeah. That is the wildest location.
Yeah.
And this is not the first, and it will not be the last movie to do this kind of a scene where they're just running down the hill through those narrow, winding streets on rooftops.
Yeah, like just running on rooftops, hopping around. We watched it in one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Yep, in Fast 5, they do all almost an identical thing where they're
Yep.
just like parkour down the mountainside.
Right.
And yeah, it's not uninteresting. I get why they wanted to have that scene there, but there's just, again, no payoff. No payoff.
Yep.
They fight. He turns into a monster. We all go home.
What did you think of like the final kaiju fight?
Oh, so yeah, Tim Roth turns into a big monster also.
Yeah.
The thing that horrified me the most was when the Hulk ripped a bone out of his arm and stabbed him with it.
Yep.
So that was cool.
And like the whole like grabbing his spine was just kind
Yeah.
of weird. Like his spine is coming out of his body. Ugh.
Yeah, and he's like all deformed and shit. And
Yeah.
even Tim Blake Nelson, who's the doctor who turned him into that,
Yeah.
he says, I don't know what's going through your veins. It could turn you into an abomination. The mixture
Right.
might not go well.
Right.
So let me ask you this. So he injects him.
Yep.
He turns into this monster. And the monster attacks him. He's laying on the floor.
Yeah.
And his skull started to bubble.
Yeah.
What was that?
Is it the fact that some of that blood got on him? Or like,
I have to
that's the only thing I
assume
can think of.
That his character is another villain. And that he just hasn't turned into that yet. I bet if we looked into it,
Maybe.
he's some other kind of villain
Could be.
in the Hulk universe. Because what was the point of that shot? And he's like smiling maniacally.
Yeah.
And then
like
we don't get a payout.
He very much has a heel turn where we think that, oh yeah, he's this really smart doctor person. He is like a professor at this place in New York.
He's a genetic
Yeah.
something or other.
He's a really smart guy. So
Mr. Smart Man.
yeah, Mr. Blue.
I'm sorry, that's Dr. Smart Man to you.
I don't really know.
Also the fact that it's Mr. Blue and Mr. Green. Bruce Banner's Mr. Green.
Yeah.
Green.
I get it. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a weird little thing and there's no payout to it. And I have to assume it's because it's a wink and a nod to the comic book
something
nerds
else.
who know who he becomes later. But yeah, to go back to your question, the fight between them, again, he didn't kill the guy.
No.
He just beats him so the guy stops, but he's all about being powerful, so he just submits? I don't
get it.
What happens to him?
I don't get it.
Do they arrest him? Do they lock him up?
Do they shoot him dead?
Do they shoot him dead? Do we
Because
just
there's
not
a whole
care?
lot of people who just show up for some reason.
Yeah.
Women and children everywhere. But yeah, I didn't really have too much else to talk about this one, other than the fact that the product placement. I always like to point these out whenever it gets a little bit extreme.
When it's like beating you over the head.
Yeah, like, okay, Coca-Cola is everywhere. Now that's not necessarily a bad kind of a product placement kind of thing because hey, it's whatever. Like
There was context. They're at a cheap motel and there's pop machines.
Well, and it's also in Brazil too. There's like stacks of like glass Coke bottles.
Oh yeah, he's kind of hiding behind them.
Yeah. So Coca-Cola shows up a couple of times. When Liv Tyler goes and gets some food, groceries or whatever, brings it back to the motel. She's got Pringles in there.
I didn't notice that.
It was like on a shelf. It was barely noticeable, but it was there.
Okay.
As they're like gonna get this pickup truck, she pulls out this digital camera. It's 2008. People still have digital cameras.
Yes.
And she pulls out a specific kind of a camera that I was interested in back in the day, back when I was interested in digital cameras. It was a Panasonic Lumix. Now, back in those days, Panasonic made really, really good digital cameras. But this is like right at the cusp of where people started to get smartphones that had really good cameras in them.
The first iPhone had been released already.
Yeah, right. So if you still wanted a dedicated kind of a camera, that's what you would want.
Yeah.
But again, it's very much product placement. Why the hell did she have to do that? She wanted to take a picture of him smiling, and she holds up the camera to make sure that the logo is in the shot.
Yeah.
I have problems with product placement in movies when it is unnecessarily there. That's my whole point here.
Product placement is inherently unnecessary. It's
Yeah.
just a way to place your product.
And I understand that movies are expensive to do, and you gotta fund it somehow. I get it. But you could have done it better.
I think they could have done it worse. In this movie, they could have done it worse.
Oh, definitely.
Because I didn't even notice half the ones you were talking about because I was watching the movie.
It's true.
I definitely caught the one, though. I noticed one.
The pop machines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one, it's just contextual. It makes sense.
Sure it does.
Fine.
Sure it does. Yeah.
It was all the rest of them where I was like, oh, okay, sure. I had to think about that.
Yeah.
So, which says to me, it wasn't beating you over the head with it. It was subtle enough to miss it.
It wasn't, but that camera scene did not need to be there.
No, just for her. At the end of the movie, she can look forlorn at the digital camera as the battery dies. You know you can charge those.
Right.
Or replace the batteries.
Right.
Depending on what kind of camera she had. It's one or the other. Or both.
Right.
You know, rechargeable batteries existed in 2008.
Yes.
So, yeah. Overall, I think we're both kind of in agreement about this one. Did you have any other thoughts about this movie?
I'm glad that I have it just in the back of my mind now of how they got to where they got.
Just for the sake of being a completionist.
And it just makes me appreciate the rest of the MCU even more because this is where it started.
Yeah.
It could have been this bad.
If this had gotten off on the completely wrong foot after this,
Or if this came out first.
well, and if it came out first, maybe we could have forgiven it because Iron Man would make us all forget it.
Maybe.
But yeah, like everything that came after this, they had to work that much harder after this movie.
Yeah, and maybe that was a motivator.
Maybe. Well, anyway, we're going to wrap it up on this one. We don't have any emails today.
Nope.
But we do have a tweet. So we got a tweet from my friend Monty about one of the Oscar movies we watched. So
Yeah.
about Nightmare Alley.
Which was our favorite movie.
Which was our favorite movie.
Of that group.
So she said, "I'd never seen a pod. Listening to your ep on Nightmare Alley helped change my opinions on the movie and also convinced me that Betsy has a small crush on Cate Blanchett. Ha ha ha. Yes, fact. Who doesn't?
You're darn tootin'.
It's Cate Blanchett.
Yes.
Come on. I don't think I'm ready for a rewatch anytime soon, but I appreciate it more now thinking back. Also, the comments from the uneasy music in Power of the Dog from your friend's email were hilarious because I watch all my movies with captions, and that is literally what it said on the screen for most of the music, just in parentheses, uneasy music. So thank you, Monty, for reaching out.
Caption writers have a job too.
Yes. I spoke to Monty before she tweeted this because she hadn't seen the episode,
Yep.
and she told me that she didn't love Nightmare Alley.
Yep.
That it was really hard for her to get through. So I'm glad that after hearing our thoughts, it at least gave her pause and thought about it.
Well, it's hearing about it and from a different perspective.
Right.
Like, we have talked about the fact that you've seen movies prior to us being together. Mm-hmm. We watched the movie, and then you come out of it having a different perspective.
Yeah, where I didn't really like it, or I didn't get it, or maybe I was in the wrong mindset when I watched it.
Or brings things up that you didn't think about. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so I try to be open to the idea that maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe I just didn't like it because I wasn't in the right frame of mind to watch that movie. Maybe I wasn't paying attention the way I thought I was.
Yep.
Maybe there's a reason I didn't like it. Because I can name several movies that I didn't enjoy the first time. And upon subsequent viewings have grown to love.
Yeah.
Like genuinely love.
And the one good example, we've brought this movie up many, many times, but the one good example I can bring up that Betsy saw before we were together, then she showed it to me and just had a different appreciation for it, was the Scott Pilgrim movie.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I came into it being a big nerd and being, like, into video games. Like, that movie has a lot to do with video games, but has nothing to do with video games.
It's the best video game movie that's not about
It's not
video
about a video
games.
game. That's how I describe it. So we came out of that watching it for the first time. I had such love for it and appreciation for it. It just made you love it even more.
Well, and another one that I had seen before we got together was Closer.
Yes.
So it's based on a play. It's a lot of dialogue. So it's very much
yes.
something you love.
I love me some talky movies.
Anything that is very dialogue heavy is a kind of a niche favorite for Trent.
Yes.
And I didn't like that movie very much. I don't know that I disliked it, but I didn't get it. And I think it's one where when you're like 22, that movie doesn't have a lot of weight.
Oh no.
But when you watch it at like 27 and 30 and 35, and suddenly you find yourself relating to these married people more than when you were like a teenager.
These more complicated relationships
Yes.
than what you were going through when you were 23.
Yes, so sometimes it's that. I just have to watch it older. I don't get it because I'm too young or I was too, flippant about it and wasn't paying attention. It happens all the time.
Sure.
So someday we're going to do this, and we've talked about doing this, where we're going to try a series where convince me I'm wrong. Like we'll do a do-over where I'm going to try to give movies another chance.
It's a Betsy do-over kind of a thing. And we'll only watch movies that I haven't seen.
Right. It will still qualify.
I've only really come up with a couple of them so far, but we just need to find a couple of more to add onto the list to make it into a series.
I'm sure there are plenty that if I really thought about it would apply. Even if it's not, I hated it or I disliked it, but it just didn't click with me. We've talked about this before, like La La Land.
Yeah.
I didn't really get it. And I know some people who love La La Land.
And La La Land is one of these movies that should just click for you.
It screams Betsy, and I don't know why I didn't like it. So it's one of those that I'm like, I should really just go watch it again. And maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I will watch it with a fresh perspective and I'll suddenly love La La Land. But I won't know until I try it. Yep. Or maybe I'll watch it and be like, nope, I was right the first time.
It's even worse.
So that's my feeling on that. So thank you, Monty, for having an open mind about that movie, because we really liked it, and I hope that you'll eventually go back and rewatch it. But any other listeners out there who would like to reach out to us, please do so.
Yeah, email us at neverseenitpod@gmail.com. You can tweet at us like Monty did, neverseenit_pod. You can also support the show by clicking the link in the podcast description to throw us a buck on Anchor. And if you can't do that, no big deal. All we ask is that you share us with your friends, put it on your socials, and rate us on iTunes.
So that's it for this episode. We'll be back in a few more days with another episode of Never Seen It. In the meantime, I have been Betsy.
And I'm Trent.
And we will catch you next time.
Bye-bye.